This is a topic I'm very, very passionate about. The process of starting something and then being able to keep it going for a long time. And I think as a language learner, this is a skill you acquire by learning languages. For me, learning English, for example, has been a very long journey. Don't get me wrong, I'm still on the journey. I think you never stop learning a language. There is so much to it. There's so much about languages. There's always something new to learn. And when I look back, it's hard to realize that you are moving forward when you're doing it. But then you look back and you're like, wow, I actually made some progress. And that's what I love about habits. And so I've been using this app for maybe 2 weeks now, and I love it. I saw someone mention it on social media, and I was like, I need to try it. The app is called Habit, so no surprises here. And so I thought today I'd walk you through the app and also tell you a little bit about my goals for the year and what habits I'm actually working on, because this is weird because this is something people normally do in January. But in January I was not thinking about doing YouTube, but then it changed. And because life is like this, I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a video and talk about habits because I just feel like it. You've got different sections, and if you click on the habit, you can change, so you can customize it basically. If you come in here, you click here, you have loads of different things. But let's say that you can't find it, that you want to do something and it's not on the list. So you come here, custom habit, and then you just type the habit. And you can also add an icon, a color, loads of different things. To be honest with you, the only thing I did was saying, so my goal and goal period, so say how many times a week, how many times a month, and then I just saved it because I could not be bothered to do anything else. But also, I've only had it for 2 weeks, so I might make it look prettier. I don't know, maybe in the future if I have the time. But my favorite part about this is the fact that you can see. So you have this little fire emoji, and it says 2 weeks or 1 week, whatever you've been doing. It's so cool because I've been working on my habits for a long time, and I've tried different things. I've tried making lists, I've tried with journaling as well. Having an app is actually the best for me because I use my phone every day. And actually seeing that I've been doing that for 2 weeks, it's a bit like Duolingo, I'm not a big fan of Duolingo in terms of how effective it is, but I'm a huge fan of the gamification element to it. I think in terms of it being effective to learn a language, it might not be the best approach because there are skills you're not working on. And I think when it comes to language learning, you need to be thinking holistically. So when it comes to language learning, you need to be thinking about input and output. So input is what you listen and what you read, and output what you write and what you speak. So obviously it really depends on what you want to do with the language you're learning, because maybe for some people learning to write to a really, really good level, it might not be worth their time. You obviously need to be able to write, kind of, but I'm talking in terms of getting really fluent when it comes to writing. So it depends. Maybe for some people, they prioritize speaking and other people prioritize writing. I always say it's good to do a little bit of work in all areas and then have a focus in one. So you don't get distracted and you have specific goals. But it's good to have a foundation in all areas. I'm going a little bit of a tangent here because I was talking about the app. My habits, I've got Chinese, meditation, weights, and yoga. So Chinese, I've been learning Chinese for quite a while, if I'm being honest, but I haven't been very consistent with it. And also, it's a very complicated language for me. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to learn. So what I'm trying to achieve with Chinese right now is to have some input at least 3 days a week. The last couple of weeks I've been doing reading and I've realized that it's actually super effective. So I'm going to do it more and more. I've tried writing like a couple of months ago. I used to do a little bit of Chinese writing, and if you're scared of speaking, try writing because you are working on that fluency anyways. If you already have some good foundation in terms of vocabulary, you should go for it and speak. Find a teacher because it will help you a lot. I'm actually thinking about going to China soon, but I'm not sure because I'm also thinking about doing a master's, so I don't know how that's going to work out. I might go to China for a bit and use my Chinese, but I don't know. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do, if I'm going to do a master's or what. But I still have some time until June or so, I think. Okay, next on the list is meditation. And I'm trying to meditate 3 times a week. Sometimes I do more, sometimes I do less than that. But I like to have that as a guide for me because obviously there are weeks where I needed more than others. I like to do guided meditation. Sometimes I just sit in complete silence. Maybe I have a candle on, some music. But normally I do guided meditations because I feel like it works for me better. And then yoga. So I found out about yoga during the pandemic. I never liked to exercise in the past. I've been very much of a person who hated any sort of sport, but any kind of sport. I just never liked it. In school, I didn't like it either. And I didn't join any extracurricular that was sports related. I did dance for a bit, but that's it. And I didn't stick to it. And so I started yoga and I only really got into it last year because I started going to this yoga studio. There are yoga teachers there, so they correct your posture and stuff, and I found that really helpful because I was doing yoga following YouTube videos, which I learned loads, but obviously I don't have anyone to correct me if I'm doing something wrong. I've been going for about a year. It's going to be a year in June because I think it was June or July last year, and I try to do yoga twice a week. Sometimes I do 3 times, sometimes I do 1 time, and also on different days. So I like to do Monday or Wednesday or Tuesday or Thursday. Another habit I started recently is weights. So this one is related to yoga because now that I've been practicing yoga for a while, I've realized that I want to work on my strength, and so I've started doing that. And I'm starting really slow. I'm starting with 2 kilos and I'm just doing a 10-minute, 15-minute workout. So it's not like that long, but I'm just going to try to stick and see how it goes. For now, I'm kind of enjoying it because I play some music on the background and I have this video on, so I just do what the person does, so it's kind of fun. So I said to myself that I would do it 4 times every week, but to be honest with you, there has been like last week I actually did 6 times. But that's the thing with habits, isn't it? I think you need to have something as a guide, to act as a guide, and then you can play around with it. You don't have to be that strict. You could be a little more flexible one week, and then the week after that you could do a little bit more and it would be okay anyways. These are the habits that I'm really working on right now. There are other habits like learning English, for example. I'm not actively learning, but I still expose myself to the language. And then French, I try to do the same thing. I also journal. So those are things that I also do, but are not on here because they come very natural. Whereas these are things that I need a little help. They don't always come natural, so I need that kind of reminder.